Hi there, my name is Jessica Thistlegrove, and I am getting my teaching certification with the North Carolina Teachers of Tomorrow. I'm in my yome here in Asheville, and I work full time as a single parent. Work at an Ethiopian restaurant as a chef, and I also work as a personal assistant. And excited about becoming an elementary school teacher, getting my feet under me as a teacher in the integrative curriculum, and and then maybe eventually moving into middle school. But one of my most influential teachers was my seventh grade science teacher. And it's interesting, it's really powerful actually to think back on it, because she was also a single parent. And she had the immense challenge of having her own son in her class while I was there. And he happened to be the class clown. So she had to have immense charisma and poise and balance of mind. And she did a great job with those challenges. She was a project-based teacher, and she really helped bridge the gap for me. You know, I had originally wanted to be a cetologist when I was young. I had all these dreams about whales, and I kind of, as I went to school, I went to public school, I got kind of bored with science, and you know, the way that it was spoon-fed, the information was spoon-fed, and then we had to regurgitate it for a test. But Miss Stan really came and shook things up. She was she really helped the kinesthetic learners like me, people that needed hands-on. She used real-world projects. Like we went to a pond, you know, nearby that was just covered in algae bloom, and she would ask us questions, you know, like what's making this happen, and who is it affecting under the surface, and what are some solutions, and can you know, she would have us reach for the answers ourselves, and got us involved, you know, because we're inherently involved in our ecosystems. It's just that we act like we're not, but we are. And so when we actually learn about them and you know, become involved and recognize that our voices matter in the civic community, we actually can affect change. And she was definitely my inspiration. She helped, you know, mirror that understanding of that we're all interconnected, that, you know, our lives matter, you know, all lives matter. And she mirrored that to me, you know, and helped to connect the dots between the world around us and our caring hearts and the possibility for change in a world that's toxic for diversity. She was definitely my inspiration to become an environmental activist and a permaculture farmer. And she was a great facilitator for learning. And she brought us out of our shells with her questions, and she made the world accessible to us. And I feel like that's really where I can shine as well in my students' lives, is by bringing learning alive and expressing the interconnectedness. The connectedness between creativity and the natural world, humanities and science. You know, I think that we're beginning to really understand that our brains are holistic. You know, our brains are holistic and they're connected to the heart, and that's really what she showed me as a woman. You know, that we can overcome great challenges, the challenges of our times, and by following our heart and remaining curious, because that curiosity is infectious. Yeah, thank you for this walk down memory lane. Miss Dan was really a huge influence on me, and you know, she taught things about sex ed and evolution that most teachers didn't seem to want to touch with a 9-foot pole in East Tennessee. So, you know, it really pushed the boundary there between the seeming like membrane around you know, teachers kind of not always wanting to tell us the truth. She taught it with ease and confidence, like we had a right to be informed. So yeah, I hope that I can leave that kind of a legacy for my students, and plant the seeds of the desire to learn, and reach for that independence of thought. Thank you for listening.